With what the Warriors called a calf strain, Steve Kerr told The Athletic, quote, he's not going to play Game 6. We can all pretend and just say he's doubtful, but he's not playing. Last night, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson all played well after KD's injury. So, Shannon, can the Warriors win tomorrow night without Durant?
Sure they can, because they did it at the, Skip, you said March 13th. They went to Houston without Kevin Durant, and they won the ball game.
106-104 by 2. But
Will they win tomorrow night? No. I got the Rockets winning tomorrow night, but I believe they go back to Golden State because I picked Golden State, and I did anticipate them having Kevin Durant. But I believe even without Kevin Durant, they'll win Game 7. But sure they can win. Steph Curry looked like Steph Curry in the fourth quarter, and after Kevin, so basically from the time Kevin Durant got injured until the end of the ball game, Steph Curry looked like Steph Curry. And Klay Thompson looked like Klay Thompson. And they started playing like we remember them playing before they got Kevin Durant. So sure they can win. I don't anticipate them winning, but sure they can win because they're still a very, very talented, but it just goes to show you, Skip, this is why everybody thought it was so unfair, because we look at this team and we see what they look like without Kevin Durant. And then you bring a 7-foot monster into the building and you wonder why no one can beat them in a 7-game series.
It's true. I did pick Houston before this series because I just thought Golden State was going down before the finals. I wasn't sure how or who or why, how they would be taken down, but I thought Golden State would beat Golden State. And all of a sudden, the tables have completely wildly turned, and now Golden State is going to Houston as a 7.5-point dog.
Yeah.
They're now the underdog, the hopeless underdog in this series. And yet, I just watched what happened when you handed James and CP3 and company here on a silver platter. Here's this game. Take this one. And then you can go home and close it out if you want. And I'm going to remind everybody, when Draymond got that ridiculous technical foul, which he just lost it, he had to get even with CP3 and gave him a little nudge. Yeah, more than a nudge.
Well, he need
him. He got the technical. It was still a 2-point game. It's begging for Houston to win it. And I told you earlier in the show, if they can't win that game, then I'm done with them, because I don't think they have the intestinal fortitude or the basketball backbone to be able to win this game at home as a 7.5-point favorite. Do you know how that's going to play on the emotions of especially a James Harden? You're in the spotlight, man.
That's a lot of pressure.
You're the guy, and we've seen him come up so small in a closeout Game 6 at home against
without the
my
team's
Spurs.
best player.
Yeah, with
at home.
No Tony Parker and no number 2 in that game, and you come up that small.
What, did they lose by 40?
Yeah, by 40. It was the all-time meltdown disappearance. And again, we saw James last year in back-to-back games, Game 6 and Game 7. Again, no CP3, but you're up 3-2 with a home game to close out, and then if necessary, you're going to go back up there, but you got a Game 7.
Right.
What did he do? He shot a combined 6 for 25 from 3. He had 14 combined turnovers in Game 6 and Game 7. Wouldn't this set up for another disaster for James Harden?
It better not be, Skip.
Well, again, Jenny brought this up earlier. You want to talk about legacy on the line? This is it, man.
Yeah.
Because now you are expected to be regular season James Harden. You're expected to go for 40 or maybe 50 in this game, right?
Whatever it's going to take. Exactly right. And that's the problem. I believe once they saw Kevin Durant, Skip, and we see this a lot of times, regardless of the sport, when the team's best player leaves, the other opposing team relaxes, oh, we got them now. They can't win without their best player. Okay, yes, they can, because they won without their best player before they ever had their best player.
They did.
Steph Curry is still there. Klay Thompson is still there. You're talking about 2 of the top 5 shooters of all time, a 2-time MVP, and Draymond can do some of everything really, really well. He was 2 points away from a triple-double last night.
He was, but he failed in the points. You know, like usually you don't fail in the points. He had only 8 points.
But I just like, James, I couldn't believe it, Skip. And I'm looking, I'm like, why isn't James Harden handling the ball, and why isn't he shooting the ball? In this moment, Now you're going to defer. You're like, okay, Gordon, you handle this. Okay, CP3, you handle this. No, James, this is your moment. This is your time to shine.
Austin Rivers, you handle it.
I was like, I couldn't believe it, Skip. And you know, normally, I save my best stuff for you.
Yep.
Beat you down, but I had to put that out there last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to.
On what?
On Twitter, I was disappointed.
You're on social media?
Sometimes.
Are you on Twitter?
Sometimes.
I didn't know you were on Twitter.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm going to catch you, though, before long.
I don't think that's going to happen.
He's trying.
And I'm not sure Houston's going to catch Golden
They're
State.
going to get him. They'll get him in Game 3. They'll get him, in Game 6.
I sure hope you're right about that. But
it's going 7.
Now you're telling Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Iggy, who were all part of a team that won a all-time record, 73 games, 73-9 they went. You're telling them they're 7.5-point underdogs going up against a team in their building in which you beat them on March 13th by 2 with no Kevin Durant. So you got to feel pretty good about your chances.
But didn't they have Boogie? They had Boogie, though.
They had Boogie.
And Boogie did a number on them.
But that night, the two scores were Clay with 30 and Steph with 24, okay? And again, James that night went 2 for 12 from 3, and they lost by 2.
Hey, Capella, remember what you said a week ago?
Yeah.
You wanted Golden State. You wanted Golden State.
Yeah.
Because of how it ended last year.
Yep.
Okay, you got Golden State.
Without Kevin Durant.
So when are you going to give... What is this?
I don't know. 7.5 points, though. That says something.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. Every game this series has been decided by 6 points or less. So
and remember, the 7.5 is going to send a message to Steph and Clay. You guys are nothing without
which is
the
interesting.
7-foot monster.
Which does
you
say
like
a lot.
that?
And they watch both of them combine for like 22 threes.
I know,
They pay attention to that stuff. They know.
They have to shoot 22 threes. It's going to be over for Houston.
Will the Sixers stay alive tonight, or are they going packing? We'll make some predictions next.